Thomas lived in reverse, working nights as a security guard, sleeping through the day, and watching life pass him by. Trapped in a cycle of exhaustion and loneliness, he felt invisible, yearning for a way out but unable to find the first step. Everything changed with a midnight phone call. His mother had collapsed from exhaustion. At her hospital bedside, she pleaded, "Don't waste your life just getting by. You're meant for more." Her words struck deep, awakening a resolve in Thomas he'd never felt before. As dawn broke, he vowed to change. Not just for himself, but for her. For the first time, hope flickered in the darkness. That morning, as the city was just beginning to stir and the sky glowed with the first hints of dawn, Thomas found himself on a nearly empty bus. The world outside was quiet, the streets bathed in a gentle golden light, and the usual rush of the day felt far away. It was a rare moment of stillness, a pause before the chaos. On that bus, Thomas met Mr. Chun, a self-made businessman whose calm confidence seemed to fill the space. Mr. Chun had the air of someone who had seen both struggle and success, and he noticed the uncertainty in Thomas's eyes. As Thomas shared his worries about feeling stuck and unsure of his next steps, Mr. Chun listened intently. Then, with a knowing smile, he revealed his secret, the magic hours between 5 and 7 a.m. These were the hours, he explained, when the world was quiet and distractions faded away, a perfect time to invest in yourself, to grow, and to dream while others slept. Mr. Chun challenged Thomas to a 90-day experiment. Each morning, he said, wake up at 5 a.m. Spend the first hour learning something new, a skill, a language, or a subject you're passionate about. Use the next hour to move your body, read, and reflect. This routine, he promised, would change everything. Protect your sleep fiercely, and don't give up when it feels tough in the beginning, Mr. Chun advised. Push through those first weeks, and you'll discover a version of yourself you never knew existed. You'll transform your mornings and your life. Inspired by Mr. Chun's words, Thomas felt a spark of hope. He realized that change wouldn't come from waiting, but from action. He accepted the challenge, determined to break free from his old patterns and create a new path for himself. That night, Thomas sat at his desk, planning his new routine. The plan itself was simple, just a few hours each morning, but the commitment it required was immense. He knew it would take discipline, but he was ready to try. As he set his alarm for 5 a.m., Thomas felt a mix of nerves and excitement. He was ready to fight for a new beginning, to see what the magic hours could bring. The journey had begun, and for the first time in a long while, he felt truly hopeful. The first week was brutal. Each morning felt like a battle against his own body and mind. The alarm would ring before dawn and Thomas would lie there, staring at the ceiling, questioning if he could really do this. The temptation to hit snooze and drift back to sleep was overwhelming, but he knew that nothing would change if he didn't. Thomas battled exhaustion and the urge to quit. His eyes burned from lack of sleep, and his body ached from years of neglect. Every muscle protested as he forced himself out of bed, stumbling to the kitchen for a cup of coffee that barely took the edge off his fatigue. But each morning, he forced himself up, remembering his mother's plea. Her words echoed in his mind, urging him to become the man she always believed he could be. That memory became his anchor, pulling him through the hardest moments. He learned accounting basics online, walked at sunrise, and tried to absorb as much as he could before the rest of the world even woke up. The quiet of the early morning became his sanctuary, a time when he could focus on himself without distraction. He read to expand his mind, choosing books that challenged his old ways of thinking. Each page turned was a small victory, a step away from the person he used to be. Slowly, the routine became easier. The fog of fatigue began to lift. He started preparing healthy breakfasts, stretching his body, and even smiling at his reflection. The changes were subtle at first, but they built on each other day after day. His energy and confidence grew. He found himself jogging a little farther, standing a little taller, and feeling a sense of pride he hadn't known in years. After 3 weeks, waking early felt natural, almost effortless. The struggle was replaced by anticipation for what he could accomplish each day. He was no longer just surviving, he was beginning to thrive. He noticed the world differently, greeting the sunrise with a sense of hope. Small wins, like finishing a chapter or making a healthy choice, started to add up. By month 2, he'd completed several courses and improved his health. His body felt stronger and his mind sharper. He was building momentum, and for the first time, he believed real change was possible. In month 3, he used his new skills to organize the warehouse inventory, impressing his supervisor. He took initiative, solved problems, and became someone his co-workers could rely on. For the first time, Thomas was seen as a problem solver, a leader among his peers. The respect he earned was new, and it fueled his determination to keep going. He was no longer just a night guard. He was someone with ambition, with a vision for his future, and the discipline to make it real. The 90-day challenge didn't just change his habits. It changed his identity. He became the kind of person who kept promises to himself, who faced discomfort and grew from it. He was finally moving forward, not just in his career, but in every part of his life. The journey was hard, but Thomas proved to himself that transformation is possible, one morning at a time. On day 87, Thomas received a life-changing offer, a day job in accounting. It wasn't just a job, it was a real career, with double the pay and the promise of stability he'd longed for. For the first time in years, he felt hope blooming inside him, a sense that his hard work and discipline were finally paying off. The office felt bright, the handshake firm, and the future wide open. With his new beginning, Thomas moved his mother in with him, determined to give her the comfort and security she deserved after years of struggle. Together, they unpacked boxes and memories, filling their new home with laughter and warmth. It was a fresh start for both of them, a chance to build new routines and cherish each day. 1 year later, Thomas was thriving. He was healthier than ever, brimming with confidence, and living each day with a renewed sense of purpose. His mornings were productive, his relationships stronger, and his outlook brighter. The transformation was visible to everyone around him. Through it all, the 5 a.m. habit remained his anchor. Waking up before dawn gave him precious time to reflect, plan, and grow. Those quiet hours fueled his gratitude and set the tone for the rest of his day, helping him stay grounded and focused on what mattered most. Thomas had discovered a powerful truth: win the morning, and you win the day. Win enough days, and you win your life. Each sunrise became a symbol of possibility, a reminder that every day was a new chance to move forward. If you ever feel stuck or lost, consider what Thomas did. Commit to a new morning routine for 90 days. Use those early hours to set goals, learn, and invest in yourself. The smallest changes, repeated daily, can lead to the biggest transformations. Set your alarm for 5 a.m., protect your sleep, and dedicate time to learning a new skill or nurturing your well-being. The world is quiet, distractions are few, and your mind is clear. Perfect conditions for growth. Remember, your new life can begin as soon as tomorrow, at 5 a.m. The first step is simply to wake up and greet the dawn with intention.